All right, let's start talking speed and acceleration. Speed and acceleration. So what we currently have is just a constant speed of -3 or +3. I'm actually going to scrap all of that. And we're going to go here in our helicopter. We're going to want to have a speed variable, which I'm just going to initialize to 0, and acceleration, which we can play around with different numbers here. You can change how strong your acceleration is. I think 0.5 or 0.7. Yeah, we'll try. Let's try 0.5. And the idea here is that when we want to do acceleration, acceleration is a change in speed. So I'm going to start with a speed of 0, but then my speed is going to change by the acceleration. It will become 0.5. And then the next frame, my speed will change by the acceleration. It'll become 1, and then it'll become 1.5, and then my speed will become 2, and then 2.5, right? So it's going to keep increasing by 0.5. And the way that we do that, so first of all, we need to apply gravity acceleration, right? And we do that by changing the speed. So plus equals Halley dot acceleration. Okay, so that applies the gravity. Speed was 0, but now we're applying the acceleration, so it's speeding up, right? It's getting faster in a downward direction. And then we need to actually move the helicopter by its speed. So to move it, that's when we change the y value, and I'm going to change the y value by its speed. Right? So speed is 0.5, so the y value is going to increase by 0.5. The next time speed will become 1, so it'll go down by 1. The next time speed will be 1.5, so it'll go down by 1.5. So it'll fall, but it'll accelerate as it falls and go faster and faster. And let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to save this, and I click, zoom, there it goes. Okay, let's make our just for the sake of now, let's start with an acceleration of 0.1, so it's a little slower, right? So you can see it slowly starts to fall, and then it gets faster and faster. In fact, actually, let's leave 0.5 and start with our initial speed as like -20 or something. Okay, so it's -20 because it's launching up, and that should cause it to, yikes. Okay, maybe that was a little big. So it launches up, but then the acceleration slows it down and then starts to accelerate back downward, so it moves down. Let's change that to 10. Perfect. Okay, so that's our acceleration. That's the basics. And isn't that cool? All it took was really 2 lines of code, right? Change my y value by my speed and change my speed. All right, here's the acceleration, here's the movement. All right, so then what about moving upward? So moving upward, I want to think of it now, instead of moving it, I actually want to set my speed, right? I want to change my speed. I want to accelerate upward. So accelerate upward if mouse is pressed. So if mouse is pressed, I want to do similar to the gravity, except I want to accelerate in an upward direction, right? So gravity is a force applying downward. When I press the mouse is like a force applying upward. So I'm going to go heli.speed plus equals, now upward is negative, right? So let's just go like -1. So whenever I hold the mouse down, I'm going to increase my speed by -1 upward. And this is where you can play around with the values to get the right movement. In the test version, we'll start at 0 again here. And I think I did have 0.7. I think these are the values that I found were pretty good. So initial speed of 0, acceleration of 0.7, and then we're going to accelerate upward by the mouse press of -1. Okay, let's try that. So here we go. Whoa, yikes. Okay, maybe that wasn't what I had. No, see, this feels pretty good. Oh yeah. Okay, but we want to limit our max speed, right? Because that 0.7 is making it go down, and if I hold, oh dear, I lost it. And if I hold it for a long time, that actually speeds it up quite a bit. So I actually want to constrain the max speed so that it doesn't keep accelerating. It reaches like a terminal velocity kind of thing, right? Like it falls, but then the air resistance makes it slow down. So we're going to do that after we apply all of these accelerations, I just want to say, like, hold on, let's constrain our speed, have like a max and a min speed here. So if I'm holding the mouse, actually, if gravity is, let's do the positive first. If my speed becomes greater than 5, let's say 5 is my max speed. So if my speed becomes greater than 5, right, because gravity is applying and it keeps accelerating faster and faster and faster. If the speed is greater than 5, I say, no, you're not allowed to be greater than 5. I'm going to assign you to be 5. And then we'll do an else if on the other side as well. If heli.speed is less than -5, right, which means I'm pressing the mouse and it's accelerating upward faster and faster, my maximum upward speed should be -5. Okay, and that just limits it a little bit so that it doesn't start falling super fast or accelerating upward super fast, and it makes it a little easier to control. Okay, I think that's good. We adjust our speed and then we check, hey, did we go too fast in either direction? And we kind of constrain it and then we move it by the speed. And that's the job of this function, is to move that helicopter. All right, let's test that. Okay, yeah, see, so notice it starts to accelerate quicker, but then once it hits that -5, it kind of just goes at a constant speed down. And then same with going up, right? It accelerates and then hits that maximum. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. And feel free to adjust these values to whatever you want. But I think that's pretty good for helicopter movement. I think what we'll do next, I haven't decided yet, either the walls or the collision with the top or the bottom. We'll see. Okay, hope that made sense. Yeehaw, it's so fun. We'll see you in the next video.